Hey, welcome everyone to Wizards Outlook. We got Cardo Dudley Jr. here tonight. I'm Wilson Tarpe Jr. The Washington Wizards. We're just talking about lack of effort. Um, Recently tonight we saw the opposite of it. Unfortunately, it didn't result in a win. So AJ Johnson and some other youngsters taking advantage of their opportunity. Cardo, we were talking about it before we started. They came up short with a hell of a performance from AJ Johnson. Yeah, I think Kobe Jones. Also, you had some youngsters on the Nets take advantage of their opportunities as well. But Cardell, you were in the building. Your thoughts on tonight?
Hard fought game for the most part. The second half is where the game got away from the Wizards, especially um, in the third quarter. They fought back, but it kind of set the tone for them. Uh, the Wizards were outscored in the second half, 64-53. You know, and they really started in that third quarter. It's something about the third quarter, obviously, all season where they just come out and teams just jump on them. They jump on them with a quick 7-0 run, 8-0 run, 8-2 run, something like that. And then if the Wizards had a lead or if they're close, like the Wizards had a 59-51 lead at halftime. I believe the Nets came out on like a 7-0 run, and then the momentum just was snatched like that, and then they was facing uphill battle. And then the Nets ended up winning that quarter 31-26, and then the fourth quarter was more of the same, and that ended up being the difference in the game. There's about 3 points they got. You, it, it's late in the season. We know what it is, man, but it's just a continuation of what we've seen all season. From these guys, the youth, the the inexperience, the mental lapses, the poor execution, and when it becomes wintertime, and the wintertime comes later in the game, you know what I mean? And it's just a combination of those things where you saw the difference. Uh, they failed in that area in many ways. The Nets kind of failed in there, but they made more plays as the game went along. And, like they had a game winner three right there with Jalen, with what's his name? Jalen Martin. Like it's two Jalen's that play in this game. I'm trying to make sure I mess up one on the Nets and one on the Wizards. But Jalen Martin hit the corner three that would have gave the Wizards the lead to potentially win the game. But Kobe stepped out of bounds on a baseline pass, man. You gotta be aware of that. But then they come right down, execute. Drew Timmy Rose gets the layup. Come right down, foul. Jalen Wilson hits the free throws to put them up three. 1.2 seconds left. Wizards don't really get a good shot, and that's how they win the game. They just made more. They just made a couple more plays than the Wizards down the stretch. But honestly, if the Wizards defense had showed up to begin the third quarter, they wouldn't even been in that position to begin with. They'd have been able to hold on to a lead, stop the momentum, and then that back and forth affair that we saw the rest of the game would have been that. But the Wizards would have had the cushion to win the game. And that's just, youth, man. It's just youth. It is what it is. I thought the fourth quarter was especially, interesting. Both teams kind of, they know they are now in the playoffs. They allowed the guys that are on two-way, exhibit 10s, guys that just had contracts, two-way contracts, converted to standard contracts just for the season, guys trying to stick, young guys trying to prove themselves, guys that just kind of called up from the G League. You saw the mix of those guys finish out the games, and it was highly competitive because they're fighting for their NBA lives, and that's what I wish more people would see. Like, if these guys don't perform when they be evaluated after the season, they're gonna be gone. Like, you're going to try your luck with another team, or come back in the summer league, or we want to keep you in our G League team, but you're not quite ready yet. The young bull, AJ Johnson, man, we already knew he was super talented, man, but he's starting to understand how to play the game, and his feel for the game is growing. When that matches his raw talent, you got a problem on your hands, and no one's really paying attention to that. And him above, man, that future backcourt could be nasty, man. Like that baseline reverse he had in the second half, that's big time. That's superstar type stuff, man. No hesitation. On Wofford, 6'9" dude who's physical, who's savvy, and got a lot of experience, obviously coming out of college and whatnot, man. So, and made extremely versatile. So that's basically what you saw, man. They just made a couple more plays down the stretch, man, where the Wizards had way too many mental lapses to win the game. But hell of a fight. At least they put up a fight, especially rebounding from that historic loss against the Pacers back, I believe, on Thursday. So, yeah, that's the dunk right there. So, yeah, man. Hard fought game, man. But as usual, no disrespect. There's way too many lapses, way too many mental lapses, and poor execution, and when it matters most for them to pull out the win.
Yeah, like you touched on the little things. We've been talking about the little things in varying degrees all year long, regardless who's on the floor. In a game like this, as you mentioned, with so many folks getting an opportunity, Brooklyn's players that had the opportunity took care of the little things much better than Washington's did. That third quarter, man, we've been talking about that third quarter almost every other night this entire season. What is this, game 74? We've mentioned the third quarter at least 70 times this year.
Yeah.
I'm sure without counting. Like, in some form or fashion, at the start of that third quarter routinely goes to the other team. Obviously, something we would love to see change next year. But as you say about AJ Johnson, and we've had different nights this year where each of the youngsters have given folks just great encouragement and excitement for what's to come. Another part of the AJ discussion is think about how that may factor into like when it comes, we don't know where they're picking, but that conversation too in terms of him. I think you brought up the Vucevic question a couple nights ago. Just these guys take advantage of those opportunities is becoming where for Washington, we know what they've done and where they're aiming to be in the draft. It's a little bit more of a luxury of where you pick versus, if we didn't get one, oh my gosh, everything, it's not like everything's lost. Bilal be going into year 3. This little core that you've built, including AJ, Champagne, etc. It's a nice solid core to have where now it's just a matter of, hey, how many folks in that top 8 can fit this group? And that's a different discussion. Every team that might be picking in the top 10, top 5 doesn't have that same situation.
Right.
And again, that's because of the opportunities. We've seen a lot of these youngsters play 25, 30 minutes a night. AJ got 42 minutes in this game tonight. And we know he didn't have the luxury the rest of the Wizards rookies have had, or the youngsters have had, in terms of these guys. We knew this year coming in this class, they were going to play. AJ was on the Bucks not playing. So you were talking, like you said, that's why these moments are important for AJ. He has to catch up in terms of a little bit to the experience some of his fellow youngsters have gotten, because Wizards youngsters, they've gotten to play. And there's no substitute for that experience, the on-court experience. There's no substitute for it. Like, you get an idea of it, but the G League's not the association. You know what I'm saying? This literally, as cliche it is to talk about levels, is discernible levels. Again, Drew Timmy had 50 in the G League this year. Talk about guys having the opportunity to capitalize. Bigs are out for his team. That 19-6 tonight goes a long way for him. Yep. Yeah, I know it's against the Wizards, but again, the 19-6 goes a long way if he's aiming to. Maybe the Nets go, hey, you're a big we'd like to keep on our roster next year.
You know what? People can't have it both ways, man. You can't say it's against the Wizards, but then if he play like trash, you say, man, come on, man, you're not an NBA player. You didn't play well. Like, oh, he played well. Yep. Those other guys had on NBA jerseys. This is an NBA arena. He performed. Give him credit. Like, people are always just trying to have. You can't have it both ways, man. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. He balled. He put up numbers and they won. And he had a clutch lay-in when he rolled to the basket. And they called the goaltender, but it count. But if he ain't goaltender, it would have went in right in front of me. So, man, look, man, he balled, big time college player. Remember him against Gonzaga, had a great career. Look, he's not the most athletic. It is what it is. You can see the flaws, but his smarts and his size and the skill set and toughness, that can make up for it. And that's what they're trying to see. That's why they put him out here. Clearly, he did something right in the G League. Otherwise, he wouldn't have got the call up. Right. So he's out here. He's trying to show what he can do in these last few games. If he performs, it can mean something big going forward with the Nets, man, because they kind of in the same position as the Wizards. You see what I'm saying? So That's what you're supposed to do, man. That's what it's for, man. So, man, look, he ball. Ain't nothing to criticize
at all. He had a great game. He had a good game. Tyrese Martin made the most of his opportunity. Uh, Jalen Wilson. And we already touched on the folks on the Wizards who did. That's it. Player of the game for you?
Yeah, I'm gonna roll with AJ Johnson, man. People don't understand that halftime he had 1 point. He had 1 point. And didn't hit a field goal. Second half he went off. All that 19. The 19 came in the second half, man. 19 on 6 of 10 shooting, 3 of 5 from deep, 4 assists, 1 turnover.
All right, so that's crazy. 1 point at halftime, 19 in the second half, and 14 in the 19 came in the fourth.
Well,
hey, no arguments for me. Again, he spearheaded that rally. I mean, you can hear the crowd on TV get into. I thought the roof was about to come off when he hit that three, the wide open three that put him ahead.
Yeah, it got loud in here, man. Yeah.
All right, X Factor.
I'm gonna go with Kobe Jones, man. 20 points, 4 assists, 3 steals, 7 of 11 from the field, 28 minutes, man.
Yeah, I think this might have been one of the first nights Kobe hasn't shot the ball well from 3. Even then, he still shot the ball well from the floor. I've really enjoyed the minutes he's played. He's looked like he's looked comfortable up here. So credit to him for that in the opportunities he's gotten. I know they take on Miami on Monday. Did you have anything else you wanted to touch on in this game?
No.
All right, appreciate you guys as always, and we'll check in with you guys Monday and a couple more times. We'll see you guys several times next week as this homestand continues.